All right, boys. We're
Let's get
live.
it.
We're live right now.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna wait to talk until people get into this. This is
Join up, join up, join up.
I know that's what I'm. Is my mic still good?
Yeah. Your mic is great.
Yeah, we're looking. Oh wait, I gotta put. I got it. That's what I had to do. I knew I was forgetting something.
What?
Uh, what was is Jalen a top QB? That matter. One person is in. One person is in.
Let's
Yeah,
go.
yeah. The Phillies should.
I'm excited.
So am I. I'm just waiting for more people to join. We got 3 people in now. Hold on, guys. I'm just creating these banners real fast. What am I? What's the last one? Phillies. Wait. Phillies trade deadline. All right. All right. We're rocking and rolling. You ready, Vince?
Yes, sir.
I'm ready.
All right.
All right, what up, everybody? Welcome on into Broad Street Sports. Second live stream we've been doing with this. My name's Ryan. His name's Vince. We have 3 beautiful topics tonight. Obviously, you got to throw an Eagles one in because, I mean, who doesn't want to talk about the Eagles? And then, obviously, we have to talk about the Phillies because the Phillies are in one of the greatest seasons I've seen in my lifetime. And a lot of people have seen in their lifetime. I mean, this is a legitimate run. This is a real chance at a World Series, and they're the best team in the league. So I think it's proper that we talk about the Phillies. And there's some serious issues and some serious problems surrounding the Phillies that we have to get into. But without further ado, with the topic on the screen,
Let's
what I
go.
want to talk about is Jalen Hurts a top 10 quarterback? I say no.
I say yes.
I say no. I'm going to give you my answer. Jalen, and in the comments, if somebody would like to start commenting your guys' thoughts. But the question to start this off is Jalen Hurts a top 10 quarterback? I say no. And the reason is I mean, if you really back his stats up here, Jalen Hurts in 2022, he was an MVP. He should have won MVP, didn't, whatever. Doesn't matter. He had an MVP year, had a chance to win MVP. He throws 7,000 or 3,701 passing yards, 22 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions. That is a very solid stat line.
True.
Okay, and okay, maybe it's not wonderful, maybe it's not great, but that is something that is why we paid this guy $250 million. And then he comes into 2023, and I was thinking, I was waiting, I was saying this guy was going to take, like, he was already at elite in that 2023. I thought he was going to be absolutely superstar. I thought he was going to take that next jump. Unfortunately, he did not. But he throws, but what I've seen with Jalen Hurts, he goes up. What I've seen is every year he somehow, some way gets better. And he went up almost 200 yards in passing. He goes to 3,858 passing yards. He has 23 touchdowns and, get a load of this, a whopping 15 interceptions. And that's not counting the
15
fumbles.
rushing touchdowns, too.
That's not counting
On
the
record.
fumbles. That's not counting the fumble. We're talking about quarterback passing, not running. He's not a running back. We're talking about passing. So he has 15 interceptions, which, I mean, I'm not that great at math, but is that, I mean, how many more is that? 6 to 15. I mean, what is that, 9 more interceptions? I don't think so, pal. The guy's getting paid $250 million a year, and he got significantly worse after being paid. And that is exactly why I say he is not a top 15 or top 10 player. And there's I could name 12 different players that are better than Jalen Hurts right now. And I'm going to get Vince's take on this. You can go ahead. You can rebuttal.
All right. So if we're bringing up stats, let's go over Joe Burrow's first 51 starts versus Jalen Hurts' first 51 starts. Joe Burrow, 14,580 yards, 106 touchdowns, 47 total turnovers. This is scrimmage yards, by the way. This is rushing and passing.
Go ahead, yeah.
Jalen Hurts' first 51 starts, 14,043 yards, so about 500 less yards in total. 107 touchdowns, which is one more than Joe Burrow, and 44 turnovers, which is 3 less than Joe Burrow. And one of them is a top 5 quarterback, top 3 quarterback in some people's eyes.
Joe Burrow is very good.
And Jalen Hurts is in the top 15 quarterback in some people's eyes. So if we're really going to go off stats here, I mean, how far off is Jalen Hurts from the top of that league? How far off is Jalen Hurts from the top of that ladder? And I don't think it's very far, which is why I have him in my top 10 and in my top 7 quarterbacks in that National Football League.
I don't think it's far. I'm gonna preface this. I don't think it's far, but it's a distance away. Because when you think about elite quarterbacks, when you think about teams and quarterbacks that can lead their team to a Super Bowl, to playoff appearances, there's a lot of things that you have to consider. Passing yards, touchdowns, turnovers, interceptions, and fumbles. Okay? But when you really look into the quarterback position, and the reason why I have a lot of these quarterbacks over Jalen Hurts is because they're able to read defenses. To be an elite and a very good quarterback in this league, you have to be able to read defenses, you have to be able to pick up a blitz, and you have to be able to know and see and think about where the cornerbacks or safeties or linebackers or the secondary is going to be. You have to be thinking at all times. Jalen Hurts, he had that in 2022, and he lost that last year. And after being paid $250 million, and to be able to lose such an asset, you need to have that to be good. And to lose that edge that he had, and then to go up that much in his interceptions, that's a problem. That is concerning to me. That he has to be able to read a defense, has to be able to pick up the blitz, and he has to know when to scramble out of the pocket. He does not have that. And so far from what I've seen in the film of OTAs and minicamp, he has yet to figure it out still. Why are we still considering this guy a top 10 quarterback? Yes, does he have a high ceiling? I think he could have a chance to have a high ceiling. But right now, the way he's playing, he's not top 10, and he's too far away.
Well, can I give you my scouting report on Jalen?
I'd love to hear it. The people want to hear. Go ahead, guys. Please go ahead and comment. I'd love to hear what you guys are.
I wrote this today. So I wrote, Jalen Hurts is an extremely underrated quarterback. He played through injuries so well that people forgot he was injured most of the season, and they gave him a bad rep for his bad numbers, which was likely due to his injuries on his leg and his shoulder, which can come back to Week 11 of the 2022 season versus the Chicago Bears, where he missed 2 games following that and had to play versus the Giants to secure the number 1 seed. And then after that, I have Jalen Hurts is an elite passer outside of the numbers, and he is shown to protect the ball with limited turnovers in the past, which his worst season was in 2023, which we both know, which you explained, 15 interceptions. I expect Jalen Hurts to come back quicker with more dynamic movement. I expect him to be able to run the scheme with better play calling. He's very strong and needs to develop more arm strength, which he's underthrown quite a few balls this year. He needs to stop staring down his number 1 receiver in his first read, and he needs to stay in the pocket for longer to hit those receivers. He's proven to display tight window throws.
Just to interrupt you, He doesn't know how to stand in the pocket because he can't read a defense. He has no idea. When you don't know what's coming, well, mind you, he knows what's coming. The coaching staff knows what's coming.
No,
and
they
the
don't.
fact that
If they knew what was coming,
figure it out.
if they knew what was coming, why would they run the most terrible play calls in the worst possible scenarios?
We have incompetent coaching.
Exactly, and that's
Jalen
part of his
Hurts has a
downfall.
chance.
That's part of his
Jalen
downfall.
Hurts has a chance to audible.
No, he doesn't.
Okay,
That's not how quarterback.
Finish what you want to say. Go ahead.
He's proven to display tight window passes, but isn't always consistent with doing so. He can often look frustrated, bringing down team morale. He needs to bring back the spark that he once had to the team, which enabled them to make plays on special teams and defense.
We have to learn how to pass first.
He has proven playoff success and regular season success.
He got lucky.
In 2023, he had career highs in games played, passing yards, touchdowns, and big-time throws. He has 3 straight seasons of 10-plus rushing touchdowns, and he led quarterbacks in rushing first downs. And he's a constant threat at quarterback, which is why I think Jalen Hurts is the top 7 quarterback in the league.
So you think he's top 7?
I think he is flawed. I think he has the ability to be elite. I think he has the ability to be a top 3 quarterback. He's already shown that in 2023. And I think he has the opportunity to get better, as he did this year, in terms of different ways other than turnovers. I just think he took a step back from 2022, but I think based on potential, based on stats in terms of numbers, other than turnovers, he can look to improve.
I think he can improve, but what scares me, this is what actually scares me. What scares me is that he was very good and he went down. That happens. It happens to the best of us. Okay? But what still scares me is after the guy who is paid $250 million and he took a total he fell off a cliff. And the fact that
I don't think he fell off the cliff. I don't think he fell that far out.
He fell off a bike. Okay, we'll say that. He fell off of a moving
That's
bike.
Joe Biden's
He
job.
walked the plank and he fell into the ocean.
Joe Biden's job is to fall off the bikes. We know that.
Yeah, so what scares me is he had such a down year, in my opinion, and a lot of fans' opinions, he had a down year. And then he comes into minicamp OTAs and he says he has to learn 95% of the new offense scheme. And then what scares me again is the fact of how bad he looked. He looked terrible. The videos I've watched, the reports I've seen, the stuff that I've reported, he looked terrible. He looked awful. And that's what scares me. If a lot of these guys, what you see is they'll have a down year and they'll just work their ass off to get back to where they were. And Jalen Hurts might be doing that, but he's not there. And that, like,
There's still a lot of time before training camp.
3 weeks, 3.5 weeks we got until minicamp. And he has to learn 95% of the offense? I don't think so. I don't think so.
From what I've heard.
And I'm not being a Jalen Hurts hater. I'm being a Jalen Hurts reality guy. Jalen Hurts has a ceiling. Jalen Hurts has a chance to be good. But with Sirianni as his head coach, he has no room to grow.
Well, Sirianni isn't calling the offense.
We got a lot of guys. Hold on. I don't. Go ahead. I'm gonna finish that, and we're gonna read the comments.
Sirianni isn't calling the plays anymore. One is killing more, and also reports came out that Jalen Hurts is being more collaborative with the offense and the play calls.
Well, I think he should. He's a $255 million quarterback.
And he's picking what he likes and what he doesn't like, and the offense is going to be more centered around what he likes, not Nick Sirianni's play calls or Brian Johnson's play calls. It's going to be Jalen Hurts focused, because Jalen Hurts has proved time and time again he is a quarterback that will win you games based on his ability, his talent, his legs, his arm. He has proven time and time again in certain games, whether you think it's 2023, which was a down year, he's proven it versus the Buffalo Bills. Versus Miami, the offense outscored the Miami's offense, and Tua led the league in passing. Tyreek Hill led the league in receiving yards and receiving touchdowns. Jalen Hurts has more offensive production versus these elite offenses, and I think what most fans are scared about with that big contract is the Carson Wentz effect of getting that big contract and then falling to the contract expectations when I think Jalen Hurts can easily bounce back, and I don't think it's even comparable to Carson Wentz.
I Jalen Hurts more every day shows me more and more he is Carson Wentz, and that's another thing that scares me. That's just a totally different topic that I'm sure we'll get into at some point later down the road. But we have some people in the comments. We have Sean Knight, whoever that guy is. Whoever that guy is. Look at most statistics. When players get big payouts in all capital letters, big payouts, their playing skills go down. That is facts. He will never improve because he thinks his crap don't stink and doesn't need to answer to anyone. Jalen, I think, is king. I think he worded that wrong. I think he thinks that Jalen thinks that he's king.
Jalen is
He's
the leader of the offense.
Excuse me, what happened?
He's the leader of the offense. He is the king of the offense. He runs the offense.
He thinks that he's the king of kings, and I don't think so. He has to prove me a lot more to be what he is. Then Chris DeFries, whoever that is, I'm not too sure who that is either. Just picked up the shirts to go on production, soon to be on sale for purchase. Yeah, we'll talk about that at the end of the stream. That is the most monumental part of Broad Street Sports that's coming out. Then University of Kentucky basketball spelled wrong. Vince, stop yapping. Nobody cares about stats. That's the thing about Vince.
I wasn't saying any stats. I didn't say any stats.
Hold on. He's very smart with what he does, but what he does is he over-evaluates the stats. He overthinks the stats, and he doesn't watch the gameplay. Well, the stats tell me that Jalen Hurts is an elite quarterback, but when I watch Jalen Hurts, I want to crawl under the bed and not watch it. That's how terrible it is.
You're impacted by the bad plays and not by the good ones. You don't take the good. You take the good plays for granted. You only see the bad plays and write them off. You write them off so fast.
I give Jalen Hurts credit when Jalen Hurts deserves the credit, and there's times where Jalen Hurts deserves that credit, and I'll totally give it to him. But from what I've seen last year, Jalen Hurts does not get my credit. No, he doesn't get it, and he has to work back my trust. And yeah, he's going to start this year, but I think there's a legitimate chance at some point this year Kenny Pickett could get a start. I'm not lying. I wish I was lying. I wish that I'm nuts. But when I break down how stupid and a moron Nick Sirianni is, and I don't trust Kellen Moore. I think that guy's another idiot, but that's another story.
Kellen Moore's a great coordinator.
And Jalen Hurts is uncoachable. Now, I don't want to say he's uncoachable. He's mediocrely coachable. And he's
gotten better in every year, according to what you said, besides 2023. How is he not coachable when he's gotten better every single year? That seems like pretty good coaching to me.
I just there's some about Jalen Hurts that bothers me. And, so there I have my list of 12 quarterbacks that are better than Jalen Hurts. And I would like, he said that Jalen Hurts is not only top 10, but he's top 7. And Sean Knight again comments because of the money. I know it's because of the money. That's what happens with all these guys. The only guy that I have not seen take this downfall, I guess, is my main man Bryce Harper, and we'll talk about the Phillies soon.
What about Lamar Jackson?
I want Vince to go and say his 6 quarterbacks that are better than Jalen Hurts. Go ahead.
All right. So I'm going to say like the 4 quarterbacks behind them real quick, and then I'll say
go from 7 to 1.
All right, 7 to 1. All right. Jalen Hurts, number 7. Matthew Stafford, number 6. CJ Stroud, number 5.
He's very elite.
Joe Burrow, number 4. Josh Allen, number 3. Lamar Jackson, number 2. And Patrick Mahomes, obviously, 1.
Now that list is not far off from mine. I actually agree with that list. Besides for Jalen Hurts, no, that's it. That is a legitimate. He's a legitimate list right there. Okay. Last year, Jalen Hurts beat Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, and probably 3 other quarterbacks on your top 12 list.
True.
Yes, but when you look at how good. Like I'm going off of where they were last year and how much I would want them to run my offense. And do I think Jalen Hurts could be a top 7 quarterback like Vince said? Yeah. Do I think it could be top 5? Yeah. But is he right now? No. And I'm going to give you my top 12. Vince, what you think I should go 1 to 12?
Yeah, go for it.
I think Jalen Hurts is 13.
Damn.
I think Jalen Hurts is 13, and in the 12th spot, I think it's Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor
Lawrence has shown he's an elite passer. Trevor Lawrence shows that he's comfortable in the pocket. Trevor Lawrence shows that he is able to read the defense. And
Trevor Lawrence is not elite in the pocket. He has more fumbles in the last 2 years than any other quarterback.
Hold on now. And 11, I have Stafford. Stafford in 11. 10, I have my main man, Baker Mayfield.
Baker Mayfield.
Wait, I just want to explain this to you. Baker Mayfield, who most people would say, and I would most likely agree, is a mid quarterback. But this guy led his team to, an insane run. So I'm going with my main man, Baker Mayfield.
Barely made the
then
playoffs.
I'm going 9. I'm going right to 9. And it's Jordan Love. Jordan Love is... He has a legitimate chance to beat the Eagles week 1. Like, Jordan Love
is not beating the Eagles.
He understands the playbook.
Jordan Love is
he knows the playbook. He can read the blitz. He can read the defense. So, Jordan Love. In 8, my main man, Jared Goff.
Jared
Goff is... I've been watching him since he was in Los Angeles with
He's not even in my top 13.
He has made the playoffs constantly. He's a pocket quarterback. He knows when to escape the pocket. He knows how to read the defense. I like Jared Goff. In the 7, my main man, C.J. Stroud, who, again, could open a can of whoop ass on the Eagles.
MVP frontrunner, I feel like. Who? Top 3, at least. C.J. Stroud's the top 3 MVP candidate, I feel like.
Oh, no, C.J. Stroud's very good, but he's young. So I'm going to give him, I'm going to lower him down. And now you're really going to hate me for the 6th spot. Oh, I know you're going to hate me. Yeah, I know you're going to hate me. Aaron Rodgers.
I had Aaron Rodgers at 10.
Aaron Rodgers, to me, is, yes, he did not play last year, but he has tons of experience. He has tons of experience. Look, a theme of, I love pocket quarterbacks. I like a Ben Roethlisberger. Like a guy like Ben Roethlisberger can step back in the pocket, hike the ball, sit back in the pocket, can trust his offensive line, and can sling the ball. That's what I like. Jalen Hurts is not that. And I guess we're in the new era of football, but I really like a guy like Ben Roethlisberger. And Aaron Rodgers, a guy that can sit in the pocket and pass. That's it.
I feel like you're not giving Aaron Rodgers the credit for his playmaking ability. I feel
I
feel like he goes outside.
I know that. I'm surprised he didn't give me heat for Aaron Rodgers.
Nah, Aaron Rodgers has elite accuracy. He has an elite offense with the New York Jets. Former MVP 4 times. So, I mean.
5, I'm going. Another guy I think would be a better leader. I'm not going to say leader. I'm going to say a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts. And that is Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert, another guy. I know he hasn't had good luck over there in not Los Angeles. They have 40,000 Los Angeles teams. But I like Herbert. Herbert's a pocket quarterback. Herbert is.
I see a common theme here.
He knows how to escape the pocket. And he has a new coach now. And 4, I have Josh Allen.
Okay, that's fair.
Now we basically have the most similar 4 to 1, so that's fine. So obviously you know why I picked these 4 guys. It's going to go Allen, Burrow, Lamar, and then Mahomes.
So
these are guys that very well could beat Jalen Hurts and this Eagles team any day of the week. Any day of the week. And I'm not just blowing snuff. These guys are legitimate quarterbacks. A lot of them have been in the league. Stafford's been in the league forever. Rodgers been in the league forever. Mahomes is about to go on, a 3-peat? So, C.J. Stroud was elite last year. Lamar. Now, this is what I want to see out of Jalen Hurts. If I had to compare Jalen Hurts to one person, it would be Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is a guy that uses his legs, that passes as well. So he uses his legs and passes, but he had a down year. Well, I think it was last year and 2 years ago. The year before last year and the year before that. And then he had that elite year last year, went to the AFC Championship game. So that is the kind of leap that I want to see Jalen Hurts have. I want him to be like Lamar. Lamar is very good. Lamar can use his legs, and I think Jalen Hurts has the ceiling of Lamar Jackson. But these guys can beat Hurts and the Eagles on any day of the week. And if you have, they're pocket quarterbacks.
But Hurts has proven to beat many of these guys, last season included. He's beat Dak. He's beat Matt Stafford.
Dak was not on my list.
Dak's not on my list either, but
Dak's the worst.
He beat, just in terms of good quarterbacks, he beat Dak. He beat Stafford. He beat Mahomes. He beat Josh Allen.
Yeah, but if you break it down, yes, he did beat those teams. But let's think about what kind of an impact our defense had on a lot of these wins. Let's think about it.
And let's think about the defense in terms of the losses, how bad the defense was versus the Arizona Cardinals, the Seattle Seahawks, just to name a few.
Well, no, I get that. I'm totally agreeing with that. But just because Jalen Hurts beat some of these guys last year and the year before doesn't mean that these guys still can't beat Jalen Hurts any day of the week.
True. I agree.
And Mac Jones could beat Jalen Hurts. And I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that Mac Jones is better.
Mac Jones is the worst quarterback in the league.
What I'm saying is in the NFL and any professional sport, any team can beat another team any day of the week.
Exactly.
So that is so you know where Caleb Williams is going to be number one. I don't even know how to say this guy's name. But
Caleb Williams sucks.
Who?
I don't know who that is, but all I know is Caleb Williams isn't even the best rookie quarterback in his class.
Caleb Williams he's the guy that painted his fingernails, right?
Yeah, Chicago Bears fingernails.
Yeah, I'm against him. Yeah. So he has a chance to be good too. No, but there's some serious room for growth with Hurts. He needs to grow. But I think we have to move on from the Eagles topic, and I think we have to get to the nitty-gritty. I think we have to get to the stuff that people want to know and talk about. And I'm going to switch this right now. Is what the Phillies should do with Taijuan Walker.
Get rid of him.
The Phillies are in their one of the best seasons, probably the best. Prescott, not top 3, is crazy. He's the worst quarterback I've ever seen. So when Phillies are in the mix of their best season I've ever seen, besides for when I was real young, and one of the best seasons of all time. Like when we look back 10, 20 years from now, we're going to remember the 2024 Philadelphia Phillies, managed by Philly Rob.
Philly Rob.
And the scary thing is our management continues to put this bum Taijuan Walker in the pitch. Let me break this down. Taijuan Walker's 3 for 3. 3 wins, 3 losses. He has pitched in 10 games. Come on. So he pitched in 10 games, 3 for 3. His ERA is 5.60. He's given up 58 hits, 34 runs. 33 being earned runs. And last Friday, we had Cole Hamels night. We remember Cole Hamels, whatever. We got the ring. Beautiful ring, by the way. I was there. So the Phillies played Friday night versus the Diamondbacks, a NLCS rematch, I guess you could say. He starts the party, but it was no party for the Phillies. It was a party for the Diamondbacks. So Walker goes 4 innings, gives up 5 hits, 4 runs, walks 3, and strikes out 3. He gave up a homer in the second, gave up a 2-run homer in the third, then gave up another one right after that in the third as well. And what's really sad, and not to go side with Taiwan Walker, but I can only imagine how bad he must feel that people are literally chanting, "We want Turnbull, we want Turnbull." Like these guys, like we are eating this guy alive, and I mean we're destroying him, and like I can only imagine how bad that feels for him to have another dude's name chanting when he pitches. And hey, you know what? When you suck and you can't pitch, that's what happens.
It's terrible.
So Turnbull, I've been saying this before Walker came back. I said that my main man Spencer Turnbull needs to come in and pitch and continue pitching. Turnbull has a 6-3 record with a 2.63 ERA, and his 2.63 ERA is up with the league leaders. He's almost where my main man Christopher Sanchez is. So Spencer Turnbull, I mean, how is this not a no-brainer? When you're losing every game that Taiwan Walker pitches, and Taiwan Walker had a great game in London versus the Mets, and I thought he was going to turn a page, and he didn't, and it's scary, and he needs to be done. But before I'm going to let Vince speak real fast. We got a report that Taiwan Walker's index finger blister or whatever, it's a blister. Now, maybe he does, but I think that this is a total cover-up because they want to put Turnbull in, but they don't want it would look terrible to totally bench a guy that you're paying $20 million a year for a guy that you're paying $2 million, and so I think this is a total cover-up by the Phillies management and Taiwan Walker. I think Taiwan Walker realizes he sucks and he won't pitch, and I think the Phillies are going to use him at the trade deadline. But Turnbull, so this is why now Turnbull is going to obviously take Walker's spot, and this is how it should have happened the entire time. But here we are, where the things have completely blown up into Rob Thompson's face, and we're back to Turnbull. Go ahead, Vince.
So, like you said, Taiwan Walker is absolutely trash. Spencer Turnbull is a much better solution for the Phillies. 2.63 ERA versus Walker's 5.60, which is not even half of Turnbull's. I mean, not even half of Walker's. Walker is just trash. What I saw on Twitter today was pretty funny. It was the liked comments of Taiwan Walker's tweets, and he was chirping Rob Thompson, but still somehow was playing every 5 days, which is just wild to me how the management team still left Walker in the games and still kept him in the starting rotation with his backlash with the media and with just how he's been playing, and it's just been embarrassing to see. And also, in my opinion, I think Walker is the new Tobias Harris at Philly. 4 years, $72 million contract, $18 million a year annually, and he's just not showing up for the Phillies, and everyone is already done with him. Just like Tobias Harris, everyone is done with him with his massive contract. I feel like Turnbull, we're kind of locked in with him, but everyone's done with him, and he's just absolutely trash. And I think he needs to stay on the IL list for the rest of the season because there's no point in him playing anymore with the immersion and the ascension of some of the young pitchers on the team, with Turnbull, with every other pitcher batting great. We have Nola for 2030, I think, and then we have Zach Wheeler through 2027. I mean, we have great pitchers, and we don't really need Taiwan Walker at this point. And Taiwan Walker said he was 100% fine as of 2 days ago, which the blister on his finger or whatever happened to him, he says he's 100% fine. Obviously, he's not fine. His fastballs Friday night averaged a 90.5 miles per hour, his fastball, which is pretty terrible, and he's cooked. And that's all I got.
So, look, I was very happy when the Phillies signed Taiwan Walker 2 years ago, or last year, during free agency. And obviously, he had a terrible year last year, and his wins would say something different. But so he's injured this year. He comes into this year, and I was so against giving him this because I knew this was how it was going to go down. I knew it was going to totally blow up in our face. But the Phillies decide they want to run with the guy that is, they're paying a lot of money, which I guess I could see, but is completely blown up in their face. And Taijuan Walker is like every time he pitches, it makes me not want to watch him. No, I'm not lying. Like Taijuan Walker literally ruins the way I feel about the Phillies because of how bad he is, and he's a guy that we're paying these guys. We got the best pitching rotation I've seen from the Phillies in a long time. One of the best, and he ruins it. He ruins it, and I don't know how to really describe Taijuan Walker. He's a guy last year in 2023 that got totally bailed out by. We got totally bailed out by hitting. The Phillies, their offense every time he would pitch, they would have to put up 5, 6, 7, 10 runs to win the game because they knew Taijuan was going to give up 4 to 8 runs every time he went out. So that's why he had 15 wins. But this year, he's doing the same thing, but the offense isn't picking him up. And it is completely blown up in his face, and it's going to continue to blow up in his face. And I don't know. I just, how can we continue to allow this to go on? And he's obviously he's injured, and I don't think that he's actually injured. But I'm glad. But I'm happy to see what my main man, Spencer Turnbull, can do. As this is his time to shine. I already know what he can do, and the organization knows what he can do. But he's we're ready. He's ready, and it's sad to see somebody that we're paying $20 million a year just blow up. But what else you got about this, Vince?
Well, I was just gonna say it's a shame come postseason time when we have batters like Castellanos who batted over 20 in his last 20 at bats, the end of last postseason. And when we have to fall back on a guy like Taijuan Walker, who we're paying this money, who we put in trust when we signed that contract. And it's a shame because when we're not going to have the hitting come postseason time, then we're going to need to rely on the defense, and pitching's not there with your fourth guy. It's going to be a problem for the Phillies, especially, God forbid, someone gets hurt in the pitching rotation. Ranger gets hurt. Someone gets hurt. I mean, Phillies aren't in a great spot.
No, they're really not. And this team is great, and I don't want to say that they're not. I don't want to say that they're not. They don't have the depth for it, but Taijuan Walker has somewhat screwed the Phillies on multiple levels, but I just want to go ahead and do this real fast. But before I get into this, I would like to say, if you guys, this is what we're doing here. We're doing live call-ins. You can call in anytime you want. We're ready. But we can call in anytime you want. If you want to call in, you want to be added for a couple-minute segment, talk about whatever you want to talk about with us about this segment or any segment in the future, go ahead and DM me on Instagram at BroadStreetSports_. You'll see my green logo. Or you can DM me on Twitter, whatever. But go if you want to be added, you want to talk about sports. Right now, we already have our first call in. We're ready. We're going to add the man. We got Alex coming on. He wants to talk. I guess he wants to talk about Taijuan Walker. Let's hear what he has to say. What up, Alex? How you doing, pal?
Yeah, what's up?
Let me have a word with him real quick. So you say Castellanos has been great recently, which is true, and it's another terrible idea by me. But let's not forget, the NLDS, he was amazing. He was top-notch player that looked better than many Hall of Famers. It was insane. We thought he was going to have an insane playoff run. Come NLCS time, and he shits the bed. No surprise there. I don't know why you're laughing at me. He's the bed. And he's terrible. So, yes, he could be great right now, but is the hitting going to be this consistent for the rest of the year? Is Bryce Harper going to have continue the hot streak that he has? Is he going to average? Is he going to finish the season with 38 home runs, 100 RBIs, 100 runs?
Yes.
Is it going to happen?
Yes.
We know
Yes. Wait, let me explain something.
He's already done it before.
Let me explain something to you. I've been watching the Phillies my entire life. I've been watching this team since they had 60 wins. This team is different. And, hey, you know what? Castellanos is red hot. I've been talking about it for a long time. I've been seeing the way he's been staying back on the ball, driving the ball. I've been saying if everybody wants to doubt me, okay? Everybody wants to doubt me and say that he wasn't. Now he's hot. Now everybody wants to jump on the train. But we got rid of Rhys Hoskins. One of the reasons we got rid of Rhys Hoskins is because he was too streaky of a hitter. Too streaky. And we're keeping
Bryce
Nick
Harper is a Golden
Castellanos.
Glove candidate this year. Bryce Harper is looking like the best first baseman.
We're not talking about Harper. We're talking about
We're talking about
Castellanos.
Rhys Hoskins. We're talking about first base. And one of the reasons why we got rid of him is because Bryce Harper is looking like a Golden Glove.
But you want to know another reason, and I know you don't watch the Phillies like I do. But when you sit back and you really watch it, one of the reasons Rhys Hoskins got rid of, he's too streaky of a hitter. He would go a month and a total slump.
And you don't think Castellanos is freaky?
Well, hold on. And so we got rid of him. One of the reasons, obviously Harper at first, but another reason is his batting, which is so hot at times and so cold at another time. And same thing with Castellanos, but we're keeping Castellanos. I love Castellanos, but I don't like that. I think he's a guy that right now he's hot, he's getting hot, but I think that he's a guy that we could see the Phillies possibly use as an asset at the trade deadline. But Alex, we added you to this call. We want to hear what you have to say about my main man, Taijuan Walker. Go ahead.
Yeah. All right. So obviously Taijuan's injured now, but my biggest concern is with Spencer Turnbull and how many innings he can actually pitch before he gets injured. He hasn't thrown over 57 innings since 2020. In 2019, he threw 150 innings. I wouldn't say he was good at that year, but he had a high ERA. He did have some wins, but 2022, he had Tommy John surgery. 23, he got injured with a neck injury, then later on a toe injury. And, this year, 24, he's at 51 innings. I don't think he can go much longer before getting hurt because he's got a history of getting injured right around the 50-inning mark. So I think we should trade for another starter. Definitely at least a bullpen pitcher to kind of take the stress off of him. But, yeah.
But the reason why we added you to this, sir, is because what do you think the Phillies should do with Taijuan Walker?
Well, they're going to keep Spencer Turnbull, but how long do you think he can stay healthy for?
But
so you're saying you want to rely on Taijuan Walker later in the season?
What do you think? What do you think with Taijuan? You think will be traded at the deadline? Or do you
no one's going to take his contract. No one's going to take his contract.
So the Phillies are stuck, is what you're saying?
Yes. No one's going to take his 4-year, $72 million deal, $18 million a year.
Yeah.
He's got a 5.6 ERA.
Terrible.
No one's going to take his contract, so we're stuck with him.
So you think he's just going to be benched, or you think he's going to be thrown in?
He might just be thrown in to eat innings, but because he can eat innings, he's not very good. But
so you think that they keep Taijuan?
Yes. No team's going to take his contract.
I think they keep him too.
I don't think a team takes Castellanos either because of his contract.
I think we need Castellanos.
No, I like Nick Castellanos. I think he's good, but he's too streaky, and I think that he is a guy once again that we could see being traded. Now, Alex, do you think that there's a chance? Alex, do you think that there's a chance that we see Taijuan get sent to the minors?
No. No.
to figure it out?
No, I don't think so. He's a 32-year-old veteran. I mean, he has pitched in one playoff game. He got shelled at that game, let up 4 runs in the first inning.
2017.
Yeah, with the Diamondbacks.
Yep.
But I don't think he gets sent down. Does he even have any
I mean, Rob's
where you get sent minor league options left, where you get sent down and he can decline being sent down? That's a reason why we sent Rojas down, is because Pache and Dahl are out of minor league options.
Well, that's what I want to get into next. But I just think that the Phillies have a serious problem with Taijuan Walker. And that's obvious. The guy, three wins, 3 losses, 5.60 ERA, gave up 58 hits, 34 runs, 33 being earned, and just gets shelled. Every time he goes out, he gets shelled. And that is not a recipe for success. And I like Spencer Turnbull, and I think that he's going to prove us wrong. And I think it's because my mate Caleb Cotham is such a good, such a good and legitimate pitching coach. He'll be able to figure it out. And fortunately, not to jinx it, knock on wood, the Phillies have been so fortunate with the pitching injuries. They've not had many pitching injuries, and I think that goes with my main man Caleb Cotham. And they had some, but it's not brutal. We didn't lose Zach Wheeler like the Yankees lost Garrett Cole for a long period of the season, and he's back now. But we haven't lost somebody. So I think that if you're worried about Spencer Turnbull being injured, I think you have to look at the success and the things that Caleb Cotham has been able to do and succeed with the Phillies.
I agree.
Anything you would like to add on the Taijuan Walker?
No. I just don't know how much faith I have in Turnbull staying healthy, but
That's it.
yeah, that's it.
All right. Well, we appreciate you calling in. If you would like to stay backstage, we'll add you again. If you want to talk about the next topic.
No, I'm probably going to go to Fiesta Mexicana.
Oh,
Terrible
there you
spot.
go.
Terrible.
Great spot. Great spot.
Terrible spot.
I can mess up a burrito.
Yeah.
Yes,
The place in downtown is better.
El Mariachi Loco.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. All right.
All right.
Well, we appreciate the call in, Alex.
Thank you, Alex.
Yep.
All right. Oh yeah. So that's that, everybody. They're saying that our mics are low.
I think they're good.
No. Here I'm gonna post a comment. Can you guys?
They're good. The mics are fine. I just listened to it. It's good.
I think it was Alex. I think whoever that guy was, it was Alex.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't using a mic or nothing.
Yeah.
So I just want to make sure that people can hear us real fast. That's it. Make sure everybody can hear us. Because this is a good show. We've had a great show so far. At least I believe so.
I believe so.
Please comment. Can you guys hear? Can you guys hear now?
I think we should be good to continue.
I don't know, because I'm getting texted that our volume is low. I don't know, 'cause I'm getting texted that our volume is low. Can you guys hear us? Hello? Sound better. Vinny is louder. Yeah, I don't know. It's close on my iPad. I don't know why my mic is so jacked. That's why I gotta talk like this. No, but okay. Okay, so we're gonna switch this one, and this is another thing.
I'm prepared for this topic.
Big Phillies. I want to talk about the Phillies trade deadline. I think it's coming up. It's coming up quick. It's coming up faster than you would think. Season's almost half over. So the Phillies, they need an outfield bat. If my wish list for for Dave Dombrowski in this Phillies trade deadline, it would be that the Phillies need an outfield bat.
I agree.
Simple as that. And I think they could use a bullpen arm. That's fine. I'd be okay with a bullpen arm. But the Phillies desperately need an outfield bat. When you have David Dahl, who's batting .231 with 3 homers and 7 RBIs, and Christian Pache, who's batting .194 with no homers and 8 RBIs, I think you have to look at this and say, what are we doing? Because I am so against Rojas, but Rojas is better than these guys, and I hate to say that, but when you really look at it, like David Dahl and Christian Pache are not legitimate answers.
No.
They're not legitimate answers, and that's what scares me. So Rojas gets sent down to AAA. They pick up his option. They send his ass down. He's down, and apparently he's tearing it up down there. But with or without Rojas, they Phillies still need an outfield bat. And I think sooner or later we see Luis Robert Jr. come to Philadelphia. What do you think, Vince?
I couldn't agree more. I mean, the priority has to be outfield this offseason. Like, I get pitcher, I get
Trade deadline.
trade deadline, same shit. Look, I see where you might want a pitcher, but it's got to be outfield. Outfield every single day. You just can't go into the playoffs with Dahl, Merrifield in left, Marsh and Pache. And Castellanos in right field is a little bit iffy at times, even though he's super hot right now, according to Kentucky basketball. But
he's very hot right now.
But yeah, I mean, number one on my big name outfield targets is Luis Robert Jr. He's 26 years old. He's batting 191 this year. I mean, which isn't great. That's his batting average. But he's got 7 homers. He's got potential to be great. Last season, before this one, 38 homers. Great player. The only problem is he's a little bit injury prone, which could be a problem down the line, but I don't see why you shouldn't take a chance on him.
Luis Robert is a low-risk, high-reward guy.
I mean, he has a 7.72 OPS. So
no, he's good, and he has to leave that poverty franchise in Chicago right away. But no, he's injury prone. I do know he's injury prone, but when a guy is injury prone, and I don't know how much he's making, but I would seem to guess that
I think it's $12 million a year. I think it's
12
around.
million. I mean, it's a lot, but it's not terrible. So he's a low risk, high reward guy, and if you bring him up, you send him in the left field, and you keep Marsh in center. And I think it would be very smart and very good to keep the Rojas, give him some time down in the minors, really get his confidence, gain his stuff back, and then bring him up and allow him to sit behind Marsh.
I agree.
And Robert, because he's just Rojas has time. He's very young, and I think he will grow into a good player. But like he has to grow. He has to watch. Like when you watch these young quarterbacks come in, or like now when teams sign quarterback or draft quarterbacks, I mean they go play right away. But years ago they would sit for a year or two or however long.
I think the best comparison is Alex Smith and Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes didn't play a single snap his first year, maybe except for the last game, and then the next year, 50 passing touchdowns and MVP. So
when you give these young guys time to sit back, I wouldn't say sit back, but learn and give them time and to really understand Major League and the way stuff works. I mean, like as soon as he got called up, he was playing every night. I think that's a recipe for disaster. But you bring a guy like Kyle Tucker from Houston. You bring a guy like Luis Robert. These guys that are low risk, high reward, power hitters. The Phillies need power hitters. And not only are they power hitters, but they're guys that can hit for contact. They get on base, and I mean, it's low risk, high reward, and it gives guys like Rojas or Pache time to adapt and I wouldn't say adapt, but really learn and really understand what's going on. I mean, you can't expect these young guys to just come in and just play every day and to play at a high level. And yes, I really dislike Johan Rojas. I think I hate him. But I still think he can grow into a player, but I think he has to sit behind guys. I think he either has to learn it down in the minors, which is what he's doing now, or pick it up. Pick up the slack, or watch behind Robert. But either way, I think you have to get an outfield bat. Now, Sean Knight, whoever that is, once again, you guys keep commenting. Put Bryce back in right field and get Pete Alonso for first base.
We can't.
I would never do that. I would never do it.
We'd have to trade too many assets for that. I think the team is already very well meshed, and I feel like Pete Alonso, he's a phenomenal player, don't get me wrong, top 5 in the league, but I just don't think we have the assets to trade for a guy like him at the moment.
When it comes to Pete Alonso, very elite player, very good. I love him. He's great. But when it comes to the Phillies, they're so well chemistry. They're so well meshed. They love each other. And as much as I want to see Bryce Harper back there in right field, catching fly balls and doing the bow down to the fans in right field, number one, he'll never come to the Phillies. Bottom line, the Mets will never do the deal, and we'll have to give up all of our young assets. We're going to have to give up Justin Crawford. We're going to have to give up Mick Abel. We're going to have to give up Andrew Painter. We're going to have to give up, somebody that's on a team now, whether that's Merrifield, whether that's Rojas, whether that's Walker. Walker already came for the Mets, but it's just as much as Pete Alonso would be great, power, great first base defensively. He would not be good for this team. And that, like when you think about trade deadline and you think about signing free agency players and whatever else, you have to think about, will they be able to mesh with the team?
I agree.
Will they be able to keep that same chemistry, or will they totally trash it? Will they be a me player? Will they totally just screw the team? And like Pete Alonso is a guy that would do that. As great as he is, as good as he is, coming from the Mets, I don't like that. No, I don't like that. But I want Harper back in right field, but that'll never happen. So Luis Robert, Kyle Tucker, guys that I would be very happy if they came and played for us.
The only problem I have with Robert is that he's got the lowest batting average on his poverty team. He's pretty terrible this year. And also the fact that the Pirates are heavily interested in going and grabbing him. So we might have to give a little bit more than maybe what you can offer back for us, which is the only thing. And for Rojas to sit a guy who's batting 191, whatever he's batting, I mean, Rojas could obviously learn from him. He has had past success, but batting this year, I don't know. It's a little iffy.
No, I understand what you're saying, but when you really think about it, yeah, down year for Robert. But when you have a great hitting coach like Bobby Dickerson, he could easily fix whatever Robert's problem is, and like Bobby has fixed what Rojas's problems were too. Rojas sort of picked it up here and there, but yeah. Bobby could easily, doing he's just, if he came to Philadelphia, I would say he's a good defender. I'm not really sure about that, but he's a defender, and he can hit for power. And I think Dickerson could really help him find his stride. And Rojas can sit behind. Rojas can't go out there and play. But he needs to sit He needs to watch. He needs to figure it out.
Well, the thing about Robert is, if Dombrowski does do a trade for him, we have him for 2027 because he's under contract for the next 3 years. So, I mean, injuries aren't a concern, but we can easily get him for the next 3 years, be a contributor further down the line. So it's not just a 1 year playoff run for the Phils. It's over a span of years where we have good contact hitting, homers. We have just great overall team chem.
Yeah, no, I like Roberts. I continue to say it. I think look, he'd be a total upgrade from David Dahl. He'd be a total upgrade from
I agree.
Pache. He'd be a total upgrade from Rojas. He's a guy that is a total major leaguer. He'd be able to figure it out. And he's a low risk, high reward guy. If he's injured, he's injured. We have plenty of guys that can come up and play. But I mean, yeah, the Phillies are well constructed. They're well built. And I don't think a guy like Luis Robert Jr. or Kyle Tucker will upset the apple cart. I don't think that they will upset the chemistry. Like that's why you have to go with these low risk, high rewards guys. And then that's why I turn the other way when it comes to somebody like looking at Pete Alonso at the trade at the trade deadline, because I know he's an MVP, he's very good, and when you break that down, he could easily be, he could easily upset the chemistry in the way that Phillies are, but I don't see that happening with Luis Robert. I don't see that happening with Kyle Tucker, and I think that these are guys that could seriously help us deep down. And if we get these guys, I mean, we'd be so well in depth, like we'd be deep, and no, it would be good. It'd be
Kyle Tucker would be big time.
What happened?
Kyle Tucker would be big time for the Phils.
Oh,
He's
Kyle Tucker's great. No, Kyle Tucker's really good.
Having the year of his life. I think Jake McCarthy could also be a solid option. Plays for the Diamondbacks.
I like Jake. Like these guys that were not like these super high guys. They would really help this team. They would. I don't see like Jake McCarthy or Tucker or Roberts hurting the team, hurting the chemistry.
No.
A guy like Pete Alonso might, and I don't like that. I want to keep the chemistry the way that we had it. We're winning the way that we had it, and I don't want that's that. Kyle Tucker is the worst option for the Phillies, and Vince doesn't even know who the player is. He just said
he's the left-handed batter for the Diamondbacks. He's a solid option.
Kyle Tucker.
Yeah, is he not? Is he not?
He's Houston. No, he's Houston. Jake McCarthy's the Diamondbacks.
That's what I meant. Sorry, I confused. No, Kyle Tucker, he's a great player. Look, I'm just going to tell you it straight. He's batting with a 9.7 OPS. He's got 19 homers. He's batting, .261? I mean, that's a great year, and I think he could add a lot of firepower to the Phillies batting more consistently throughout the year when, if things fall apart later down the stretch. I mean, I feel like Kyle Tucker could be a great player.
No, I do, and he already is. And people say, like Eastern Kentucky baseball, it says Kyle Tucker's the worst option. I don't think so. I know so. I know baseball so well. I know baseball inside and out, and I can't see him being a problem. He's a lefty. Kyle Tucker is the worst possible thing for the Phillies dugout. We are rivals with the Astros, and everyone in Philly hates him. Wrong. I don't look. You can't say that just because we lost to the Astros in the World Series, that makes us rivals with them.
Yeah, no.
That like you can't say that.
We're rivals.
You can't say like you can't justify that we're rivals with the Astros when we're not when we lost to them in the who cares? Like, I care that we lost, obviously, but why? Like, that doesn't make us rivals. It doesn't like the Philly, like us and the Mets are rivals. Us and the Braves are rivals.
The Mets suck, though.
Yeah, but you like the Eagles and Dallas are rivals.
Yeah.
And like that is why So those are like if you want to talk about rivals, those are rivals. The Phillies and the Astros are not rivals. They're how are we rivals with the Mets? I think everyone in Philly hates Tucker more than Alonso. We haven't been competitive with the Mets in 5 years. It doesn't matter. But look, we're rivals with the Mets, because
Must be some
we've been,
history.
they're in our division, and we've just had so much beef with the Mets forever, and I don't Tucker more than Alonso. No, I don't even hear people say that they hate Tucker. Tucker is a guy that and so if you claim that the fans hate him, then that shouldn't he's not a guy that's going to upset what we have in the locker room. If the fans don't like him, I'm sure they'll come to like him. But and nobody says they hate Alonso. No, I think you're overreacting. Just because we lost to the Astros and the World Series doesn't make us rivals, and it doesn't mean that we hate Tucker or that we hate Alonso.
And especially if we get the player on the team and he plays well for us.
Oh yeah.
Down the stretch in the postseason, and he plays well for us. Why would the fans hate him? I just don't see it.
No, I really like Barkley.
Exactly.
Strapper take from a total goon.
I don't even know what that means.
No, they just take what I say. That's it. All right, guys. Well, I think we covered a lot. I got to use the bathroom, so I got to log off. but no, it was a great night. This was much better than the first night, and there's not a lot of people on here, but so I'm not going to talk about the merch or whatever. But look. I'm just going to say it if people want to come back and watch this. Groundbreaking news. We are I guess this is my thing, but I have help from people around me. So I'm going to say we. We are coming out with merchandise. Total merchandise. It's going to be, you can Venmo me, or if you know me, IRL, give me cash. But we're coming out with great merch. It's being designed now, being processed now. So we're going to have that out very, very soon. Start taking orders. And while we're at it, make sure you go follow me on Instagram at Broad Street Sports _ and on TikTok. Subscribe to me on YouTube and Twitter. And go follow him at Eagles End Zone on Twitter and Instagram. I mean, this is where we post constantly. We're all about sports. And that's that. We want to make the best stuff for it. This was a great episode, but I really got to use the bathroom, so we're going to end this. And there's not a lot of people in here anyway.
All right.
Vince, anything you would like to say?
No. I think great stream. A lot to look forward to. Merch to look forward to. Super hyped about that. I just think, have a great night, everyone.
All right. No, we appreciate it. Love you. Thank you for all the support. We'll see you. Before I end this, we're going to come out. We're going to discuss this, but we can't have a podcast Thursday. That's my birthday. So we're going to have to discuss another night that we can do it, but we will do it. We promise. We'll get it out.
We'll make an edit.
We'll make an edit for my birthday.
We'll make an edit for his birthday. We'll make an edit for the new live stream date. It'll be good.
Yeah, so we just had a couple more people enter the stream. We're coming out with merch. Stay tuned on my Instagram at Broad Street Sports. You can buy it. You can Venmo me. Give me cash if you know me IRL. We're designing the shirts now. We're coming out with them. And go follow me on Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram at Broad Street Sports _ Go follow him at Eagles End Zone on Twitter and Instagram. This is a great episode. But we're coming out with merch. And I forget what we were just talking about. Besides for the merch. And we won't be having a stream Thursday because it's my birthday. But we're going to come out with something. If we don't have a podcast this week, whether we do or not, I think it'd be nice if we come out with a nice little edit for my birthday posted out there. That'd be solid. No, but we appreciate every single one of you. Love all the support. Appreciate all the support. Thank you all, and see you at some point. Stay tuned on the Instagram and Twitter. Thank you. Bye, guys.